Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. And it's that close to Christmas, so let me just do this again. I'll explain in a sec. Woo, Christmas, yeah, let's get that clap thing in there. Jonah, edit the claps. Woo, yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna be reshooting this because the last one went terribly. It just did. I got all the way to like number 7. I'm like, this is not good. But here I am again, ready to film this mock draft that I haven't done since October, so I should probably mention this for the 3rd time that you guys don't know, but things have changed a lot, and there are 9 new people on this list that weren't there last time. So, without further ado, let's get into it for a 3rd time. There's no way I mess up. At number 20, I'm going to go through this quickly. At number 20, centerman Rutger McGroarty. Rutger McGroarty, 26 points in 21 games in the USDP, 12 goals, 14 assists. Very impressive numbers. Hasn't put up great numbers in other leagues, which is why I think his floor is a little bit lower, and I think he has more potential of being a bust. Still a very good player. At number 19, Alexander Perevalov, who is a left winger from the MHL. He, in the MHL, 24 points, 17 goals, 17 assists, 34 points. Very good point totals. MHL is kind of a hard league to read sometimes. Same with the VHL. In the KHL, Perevalov has played 3 games, has no points, but hey, it's the KHL and he's only played 3 games, so I'm not going to judge too hard on that. His MHL numbers are pretty good, and that's why I have him at number 19. At number 18, Jonathan Lekkerimaki. Jonathan Lekkerimaki has played in the junior U20s or junior 20 national. He's a centerman, and in those games in 22 games he has 17 goals, 14 assists, 31 points, which is very impressive, almost a goal per game. And in the SHL he hasn't got a point yet in 7 games, but hey. And also one of the things is he did move down 14 spots from where he was last time, and that's not necessarily because he's played bad. That's just because as the seasons progress more and more, I've been able to see a lot more players. Where at one point the junior 20s was like the league where they play the most games and stuff. So I had Lekkerimaki at the top, but now that I've got to see more, he has moved down quite a bit. But I think this is around where he'll stay. At number 17, centerman from the U20 Liga, Aleksanteri Kaskamaki. In 22 games, Kakamaki had 15 goals, 14 assists, and 29 points. He also played a couple games in the Liga where he put up 1 goal. All I have to say here is really, he looks like he's a goal scorer with the amount of goals I'm seeing. Point totals are pretty good, and he got a goal in his couple games in the Liga as well. So I've been impressed with his play. Could see him move up a bit. He's also a new player on this list. At number 18, another new player on this list is a left winger from the SHL, Liam Olkgren. In 18 games in the SHL, he's managed to only put up 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. But I didn't read too much into that because sometimes ice time can be low and other things like that. But hey, maybe I'd love to see his goal scoring go up in assists. But one thing that is good is the reason he's here is his performance at the Junior 20 National, where in 14 games he went over a goal per game, put up 15 goals, 9 assists for 24 points. Played very well, and I thought it was necessary to have him in the top area, where I have him at 16th. At number 15, moving down 9 spots from where they were last time, is David Juracek, defenseman. The reason he's moved down so much is because his offensive production has dropped. I'd say quite a bit. I won't say drastically, but it's noticeably dropped. So in the first 11 games, he had 7 points, and now in 29 games, he has 11 points, meaning in those last 22 games, he's only put up 4 points. So the offensiveness has slowed down, and obviously this is all in the Czechia League. Now, here's the thing. The Czechia League, I thought it was the Czech League, but they must have changed it or something. I don't know why, but they must have changed it. But yeah, his offensive production has dropped off, so he dropped off a little bit. I wouldn't expect him to drop much more after this, though. Depending on how he does at the World Juniors, obviously. We'll see. At number 14, a new player to this list is centerman from the AJHL, Rieger Lorenz. Rieger Lorenz has been offensive dynamite in the AJHL, which a lot of people are because it's not a top league, but in 35 games, 21 goals, 33 assists, 54 points. These point totals remind me a lot of Carter Savoy, who was drafted in the 4th round, but has turned out to be very well. And I don't think he should have been in the 4th round. It's one of those late round guys who drops off. But Lorenz is different in that he just is getting noticed a lot more, and I think he deserves to be a top 20 pick. At number 12, at number 13 is where I'm at. At number 13, I have forward, so not quite a position, from the USTP, Jimmy Snuggerud. Snuggerud, in 27 games in the USTP, has 13 games, 13 goals, 19 assists, 32 points. Yeah, this is a struggle. He is new to this list. He's moved his way up. After his offensive production has increased lately, I feel like he deserves to move up quite a bit, and that's exactly what I did. At number 12, dropping 3 spots from where they were last time, is Connor Geekie. Connor Geekie, in 31 games, has 10 goals, 25 assists for 35 points. He plays in the WHL. Now, he's putting up these numbers, and these numbers aren't bad, but I did expect a little bit more of him coming into the season. Not exactly, but closer to what Matthew Savoy has put up. But still, Connor Geekie, a very good player, has that upside potential, and I think he is just short of breaking the top 10. But sort of, because at number 11, I have left winger from the VHL, Ivan Miroshchenko. Ivan Miroshchenko, in 23 games in the VHL, has 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. Now, he has disappointed people a bit after that amazing World Junior under 18 performance where he went over a goal per game. But if I'm being honest here, his offensive totals, once again, have been disappointing in the VHL, a league that is harder to read and compare with most others, because I think it's an adult league, but it's a not quite as hard adult league. But his World Juniors performance this year will dictate his position quite a bit. At number 10, moving up 7 spots, left winger from the USDP, Isaac Howard. Isaac Howard, in 27 games, has 12 goals, 22 assists for 34 points. He's moved up 7 spots because he's been on a heater lately. He's been playing very well, and I thought it was well-deserved, especially looking at his point totals. They show that he has been offensively very good. So I thought that it was well-deserved, and yeah, just been hot. At number 9, a new player to this list, and this is what I'm a little bit conflicted on, but I still have him up here. Right winger from the KHL, Danila Yurov. So Yurov, in the KHL, has played 21 games, no points, which is not good. But then again, that whole ice time thing, that opportunity thing comes in. But what helped me keep him this high is that his stint in the MHL, he was having 2 points per game. And that's very impressive, considering the guy at 19th isn't quite 2 points a game. He's actually a bit short. But yeah, that's very impressive. Another guy who I think's World Juniors performance will show where he is quite a bit. At number 8, moving up 4 spots, defenseman from the Slovakia League is Simon Nemec. Simon Nemec, in 22 games, has 13 assists for 13 points. And he has gone up, actually, despite his production slowing down a bit. He's still moved up because I still think that offensive potential is there. He's very good defensively. I still think that offensive production is there, or potential. At number 7, a new player on this list. So yes, there's a new player on this list who is all the way up to number 7, and there is a new player on this list who's all the way up to number 3. But at number 7, I have defenseman Denton Matichuk. Matichuk is in the WHL, and he has 31 games, 7 goals, 21 assists, 28 points. So he has been very good offensively, and that's the thing. The defenseman you draft early in the draft should always be good offensively, because you don't want to draft a defensive defenseman early. You should make sure you're drafting a guy with offensive upside, because if a defensive defenseman should come when you draft a guy with offensive upside, and it just doesn't work out. But he's still good defensively, but the offensive stuff doesn't work out. That's when you get a defensive defenseman, or late in the draft. But early in the draft, you are drafting people that have offensive potential. And Matichuk does. A point per game in the WHL as a defenseman is impressive, and that's why he finds himself in the top 10 and finding that spot without even being on my list last time. At number 6, moving down 1 spot from where he was last time I did this, is centerman from the USDP, Logan Cooley. Logan Cooley in 20 games has 14 goals, 16 assists for 30 points. He's just been offensively dynamite throughout the whole season, and I'd expect that to continue. I don't have much to say other than he's just very good offensively. At number 5, moving up 5 spots from where I had him last time, is defenseman Ty Nelson. Ty Nelson in the OHL has 25 points in 29 games and 5 goals and 20 assists. So he is another defenseman who's been very good, and he's up here ahead of the other guy because I feel like the OHL is just a little bit more difficult than the WHL this year, and I don't know, that's just my opinion. But either way, both these defensemen at these top spots are putting up very good offensive numbers, and that's why they're up here. At number 4, dropping 2 spots, I have right winger Joakim Kemmel. Joakim Kemmel in 21 games has 12 points, 6 assists, and 18 points in the Liga, which is very impressive. Now, the reason he's dropped 2 spots is because he actually has gone into a bit of a slump. He has not produced much over his last 10, I'll say, because he was producing very, very high numbers for the start, and lately he's slowed down a bit. But I still think he's a very good prospect. I still think he could find his way up. And with a good World Junior 20 performance and a bad one from Shane Wright, he could easily find himself at number 1. Shane Wright, I've been waiting for the World Juniors to actually bump down. I need to see him in the World Juniors so that I know, I need to see if he's I need to get a better, look on things. But Joakim Kemmel drops 2 spots. The greatest riser of this whole thing, because they weren't even on my list last time, and now they're at number 3, is Pavel Mintyukov, is a defenseman from the OHL. He's the greatest riser. In 25 games, he had 6 goals, 16 assists for 22 points. Now, he's higher than the other defensemen because of his offensive capabilities. He's on a super heater right now. He's on the burner, and in a good way, because he's putting up points like Steph Curry. Yep, that makes sense. He's just on fire. He's been great. He's offensively dynamic. He's very good, and I'd expect him to stay at the top of this list throughout the whole year. I think he's worthy of being a top pick. I just think he's just worthy. Just has that offensive dynamic skill that only few defensemen have. At number 2, moving up 1 spot from where they were last time, is centerman from the WHL, Matthew Savoy. Matthew Savoy, in 31 games, has 17 goals, 33 assists for 50 points. And I believe he's leading the WHL in scoring. So that should say something in itself. That's very impressive. And I feel like the AHL's been more defensive this year than usual, but the fact he's leading it is very, if Shane Wright has a bad World Juniors, I could easily see him moving up. I think number 2, number 3, and number 4, all of those three guys have the potential of moving up to 1 after the World Juniors, depending on how Shane Wright does. But Matthew Savoy has impressed me a lot. Obviously, he's the brother of one of my favorite prospects, Carter Savoy, and they both look like they're going to be great players in the NHL one day. And at number 1, no surprise here, I've already said it a few times, and the reason I said it is because it's not a surprise, is centerman from the OHL, Shane Wright. Shane Wright in 22 games has 11 goals, 19 assists for 30 points. Not stellar numbers, actually very disappointing numbers to what was expected of him this season. But the World Juniors are right away, and that's what I've been waiting for, the World Juniors. I need to see if I need to move him down, or if he's still that number 1 consensus pick. But yeah, I'll see that at the World Juniors, so I'm really excited to watch those. And Shane Wright, you live for now, and maybe you'll live in the future, but you can move down, baby. You could. I'll probably do another one of these at the end of January, beginning of January, maybe. Maybe we'll see another mock draft soon, actually. No, it'll probably be about the end of January. Yeah, about the end of January. But yeah, so if you're still here and watched through the whole mock draft, now you know my view on things with this draft. So thank you for watching. Let me know who maybe your top 5 are. Maybe put your top 5 in order. I'd love to see it. Or tell me something that you think I did wrong in the comments below. But thank you for watching if you're still here, and I hopefully will see you in the next one.